Hello, it's Melinda from Alexis and Melinda's Art Space. Just coming on with a bit of a product play or a bit of a demo review. I don't know what you call it. Not sponsored at all. I bought these when I was at Daiso probably a couple of months ago and just got around to playing with them. Now I don't know whether Daiso for ladies who don't know, it's like a Japanese dollar store. Things aren't a dollar. It'd be nice if they were. Things are $2.80 with our exchange rate and our tax in Australia. So they were $2.80 for 20 washable crayons, and they intrigued my interest. Seriously, I didn't need another set of washable crayons, but I got them at $2.80 to play. I thought Alexis could use them as well. I like the colours. That was what drew me to it. They were beautiful colours. So I'm playing in my altered art book, and what I've done is I've gessoed the page. I found with these type of crayons, if you gesso the page first, they will slide around a lot more easily when you activate them with water. And as you can see down there, when you scribble it on, what I found with a few other crayons is you can see the scribble marks. These ones actually all dissolve and all wash. It creates like a watercolour wash, so you can't actually see where the crayon marks are. They go on really nice and creamy, which I liked. So just drying between layers, because they are water reactive. When you go to put another layer on top, you just need to give it a bit of a blast, heat dry in the between layers. So I'm doing a very stylized tree, trying to get some shading on my tree, just playing around basically to see what they're like. Do I like them? Do I not? Do I pass them on to 3-year-olds to play with instead of me? But I do like them. I love the colours. I love how they go on and they dissolve with water so very easily. A few other brands I've had, like gelatos or similar products, slick sticks, takes a little bit to actually get them to activate with water, but once you hit these with water, then the colour just runs beautifully. So just trying to darkening up the colours. They are quite of a pastel set. That's the only thing that I found, that can't really get deep colours even when you layer them several times on top of each other. And the blue is probably the deepest colour that they've got. So just activating them with a water brush with just some, I've got water in a pot off the screen, just dipping it in. You can put water in the barrel of that brush, but I'm too lazy. I didn't. So just keeping going over with several shades of different colour just to try to get some depth and some, I don't know, nicest picture to play with. So I enjoyed them. They now take centre stage on my Rascog with the supplies I go to all the time. I probably wouldn't use them on an ungessoed page because the paper would not allow you to activate the crayon or the washable part of the crayon. The gesso acts as like a barrier for your paper, and then anything you put on top will wipe off and slide around and do all those sorts of good things. I suppose I should have done a test with non-gessoed paper and showed you what it was, but I didn't. Just using tip to tip technique here at the moment, just trying to add a little bit of darker colour in with the black, just adding the paintbrush to the tip and just adding it to the page. That's a good technique if you want just a little bit of colour, you don't want a whole lot. So just buzzing around. I could have played with hours, could have played for hours with these. Trying to add in some more green. The one thing I did find, because they're water reactive, as you're building up the layers, sometimes you lose the layer below and it becomes a muddy mess. So you just got to watch your colours. What I was trying to do is build up colours that go together, like blues, building up a lighter, then a darker, and getting a bit of shading happening. So drying with my heat gun in between. You can let them naturally dry if you're a bit more patient than I am, but a good blast, quick blast with a heat gun is really good. It does look like a hairdryer, but it is different. Sorry about the cord in the way. It is like a hairdryer, but it's not air coming out, it's only heat. It's a heat embossing tool. So this side, I decided to just do some patchwork, just colours, wanting to try out a lot of the lighter colours and see how they go. So I just thought I'd do a patchwork. What I wanted to see is how the colours blend together on this side. So putting colours together that will blend, hopefully, when I react them with water. So you can see I'm giving them a good old scribble. They're going on really, really creamy and nicely, which is really good. So I do recommend these. If you're new to Daiso, it's my favourite discount stop in Australia for art supplies and just unique different stuff. As I said, everything's $2.80, or some things are more expensive in the bigger stores, but it's well worth a trip if you're in Melbourne or Sydney. Basically, they're only in the CBD places. I have to travel 2 hours by train to go to my nearest Daiso, which I don't get there very often. But certainly when I get there, my wallet is a lot lighter and my bags are a lot heavier coming home. So just drying that off again. And what I decided to do, I thought I'd try another technique on this side of the page, something different. So just drying up the page, I was trying to blend the colours together just to see what they do, and they do blend quite nicely. So you can mix colours, so if you do a blue and a yellow, you'll get green, which is really nice. So just drying it up. Because these crayons are water reactive, after they're dry, you can actually remove them, which is really cool. So I've just grabbed my Starburst stencil from one of the ones I design on my website and sell on my website. There's a link below in the description box always to my website, so you can find the products, some of the products I use that I make myself. Just grabbing a baby wipe and just wet it a bit because it was a bit dry, and just rubbing away the actual crayon. So you can get a really nice ghosted effect rubbing away at the crayon, which is really cool. So it's a good background technique to do. The only way you can do this background technique is if your material you're using is not permanent. So if these were permanent crayon, say for example an Inktense crayon or an Inktense block, they dry permanent, so you can't actually go and wipe it away. So I decided to wipe away some of the tree on the other side as well. But overall, I give them a good thumbs up, these crayons, and they are one of my go-to products. They're a great $2.80. They're a good cheap price point if you're wanting to get into the market for some water-soluble crayons. They would be equivalent to gelatos, and they're a lot more expensive. Gelatos are a Faber-Castell brand of products. I'll leave that with you now. Bye for now.